Hey, I'm Shady. Welcome back to Iron to Immortal, the series where I bring you into my mind while climbing every rank. I went all out on this one, so if you like it, don't forget to subscribe. A few things I'd like to mention before getting started include agent selection, rotation, map control / awareness, and why you can trust me. With each topic timestamped on screen right now. Agent selection is key in ranking up, so if you're looking to climb, beware of one simple factor in deciding your agent. Climbing deliberately requires you to make decisive plays like aggressive rotation and to not be tied down to your abilities. The agents I wouldn't recommend are as follows: Viper, Cypher, and Killjoy. Rotation is one of the most important, if not the most important factor in the game of Valorant. To fully visualize an opponent's reaction to something happening on the map means you've mastered rotation. The next time you or your team finds a pick, you can exploit the opening created by the rotation. On the other end, if you find yourself a man down, rotating is a question of info rather than the amount of teammates guarding the opposite site. The two questions or pieces of information required to make an accurate rotation are 1, which agents were spotted during your teammate's duel. So in this scenario, we see Jett kill Yoru. What we're looking for is the amount of players we see and if there are any non-global smokers like Brem or initiators like Sova and Breach. If you spot these agents or 3 players, these are both good indications that they're trying to hit that side of the map and they warrant a rotate. And 2, the locations of your teammates that could be put out of position with a missing map control caused by you rotating. In this scenario, you lose control of Tree and Garden, but since Cypher's in Cam, he'd be prepared. For an example of someone out of position, we could place him sitting behind bricks. Communicating your rotation is best, but it's possible to judge their positioning to be good enough to not warrant a call out. Lastly, I'd like to mention rotation is extremely scenario based, but for the sake of providing examples, I have live matches in each respective rank. Map control and awareness boils down to the sections of map that are given to each team. The reason map control is important is because each round starts a 5v5, but with every engagement, this has a chance to change. Meaning the control each team has on parts of the map changes drastically, with maps being designed to exploit these exact situations. Being a man down on defense is significantly worse than on attack because of the missing portion of control. That's why you'll see higher elo teams probe for a chance to even the playing field. The goal of the attackers is to find any aggression from the defenders. This means fighting for control of the orbs and mid. The defenders, however, are given this map control as an extra layer to defend from. This means the attackers have to expend more utility contesting them for it. If it's still a 5v5 after attackers gain this map control, it leaves the defenders vulnerable due to them having nowhere to go, with the 5 players potentially exploding onto one site. If your team finds the opening pick, then the strategy changes, and the new goal should be to use your man advantage to find the weakness in the defender's setup caused by a rotation from the opening pick. Why you should trust me. Firstly, I come from Counter-Strike, which Valorant shares its tactical gameplay from. I've hit Radiant and Immortal on multiple accounts, and as a side note, these matches will not consist of me attempting to hold W and just out-aiming my opponents, but rather me explaining how I predict situations or why I throw certain utility. Now that I'm done explaining, let's hop into some games. Before loading completely, I'd like to mention I received a suggestion on potentially dumbing down how I play, so I'll be attempting to show you how to bring back your games from a deficit. We'll go Sova. Okay, so we're down 5 rounds, and I think that's enough. I'll begin by showing you the important information. Raze, Breach, and Cypher are all playing A. Jett's playing mid, and Sova is soloing B. And with that out of the way, let's start recovering some rounds. All right, we need to hit B. Oh my, come towards B. Smoke here and here, and then just rush. Just like hold W. Reyna, toss a flash in there.
Get out of my way!
Scanning ahead.
Go, go, go. Hold W, guys. Now, I know this might be obvious, but the reason I've called for a fast B is because they're only playing 1 defender at B. So I know we can overwhelm him with our numbers. Everything else was because of my teammates.
Out of charges.
Planting. Sova is market.
Flag planted. Take flight.
CT. I think that's walled. Nothing CT right now.
I am the hunter!
One enemy remaining.
Round 7. This is the round Raze decides to pop her ult towards A main. So me and Jet actually end up surrendering this map control because it's not worth dying for. We can always retake it later on. So knowing Raze took A main control, I'm going to try to work up Cat to regain some control. My team then finds a pick onto the breach. Allowing me to use my audio to follow this Raze. Alright, so I'm behind the enemies right now. I'm gonna get a multi-kill.
No more secrets.
One enemy
Quiet
remaining.
now.
That's the round secured through an effective lurk. Round 8 is a good round to look at. What's important is why I called another fast B. In the previous round, Breach and Jet were mid, so that means Sova is most likely still soloing B.
Sight.
Arrow.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
Still in sight.
Deploying drone.
Watch this. Light planted.
So I think I'm hearing steps behind me, so I decide to make 100% sure by placing my camera against the wall and then hearing a step to my right.
One enemy remaining.
Hear me?
Flawless.
Let them rot.
Alright, let's hit A fast. Let's hit A fast and have Jet dash through the trip, okay? So they played Cypher B last round,
Revealing area.
so I'm expecting maybe just Cypher A this round. Dash through the trip.
Take flight.
Still in sight.
Both sides clear.
Right here. Shock dart. Shock dart.
Hold flank for our team. I have arrow and 10. I'll arrow heaven. Get ready to spam. Get ready to spam.
Revealing area. Found them.
Reloading.
Off your feet!
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Good job, guys. Alright, we have Sage Res. I think we just try to default more towards mid. Hold for that Sova push through B main, someone. Round 10, I call for someone to watch for that Sova pushing B because of round 2, and a default mid because the enemies are stacking. If you look at round 8, they had 3 B. And on round 9, they had 5 B. Knowing how they like to stack sites, I call for something slower mid to avoid any potential stack. Work mid.
Still in sight.
Scanning ahead.
I'm gonna hold for this B push. I end up holding the flank so my team can securely get up Cat. I don't think it's coming.
Down.
Here. Eyes down. Spike planted. Enemy spotted.
Sova's late. Sova's late.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
They have seen our power.
Okay, let's hit B fast again.
Troll.
I'll arrow whenever you guys
Right
round
here.
the corner, okay?
Cutting their vision.
Revealing area.
Go, go. Oh,
There
for
they are.
that. Alright, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here.
Still in sight.
Take it slow, take it slow.
Take flight.
Take it slow.
Cover going out.
Here.
Shock dart.
Here. Barrier block in sight.
Breach was marked also.
One enemy.
I think we could easily fake B, okay? Can one of you guys take bomb? Two of you take bomb and go A. And then the other 3 come with me. Come with me.
Get out of my
smoke,
way.
Smoke B, use both smoke. Okay, so round 11, they played 3B, and Breach rotated super fast. So I know that if we show any B main presence, they'll most likely over-rotate again.
Shadows.
Scanning ahead.
Careful. Our goal here is to extract any utility we can from them and draw as many rotates as we can. Three here, careful.
Deploying drone.
Alright, now walk in, guys. Start walking.
Shock dart. Out of charges.
Alright, run back. I'm darting Heaven Sage. Get ready to spam. I'm gonna dart it in 3, 2, 1.
Revealing area.
Nothing.
Nowhere to run!
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of...
Shock dart. Quiet now.
Last player standing.
Yeah, flash. Flash the bomb.
Blinding. No.
Nice try. Alright, we're skipping ahead to round 16, defender's side. Careful A here. I'm gonna go A. So when playing with no teammate audio, it's important to look at the utility that the enemy is using. We see here that Sova darted mid, so I'm more inclined to go towards mid, but then my Sage picks up 2 kills on people A main. With my Omen dying, I decide to use my dart to see if I can get any spam kills, which I do. I then immediately drop, knowing that Sova darted mid earlier in the round.
One enemy remaining.
Shock dart.
Was that important?
Gun here.
Hold top mid, Omen.
Cover going out.
4 bullets.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
I think you just run. Knife out, run. Yep, you can't win. Go up, just hide. You're the best! You win those. Playing B now, early dart for info. It sees nothing, so I'm gonna try to get some more info by droning through deeper.
Enemy spotted.
We find Jet top mid on minimap and Breach outside of B main. Breach is now fridge with Cypher. So after taking a bad fight, I decided to reposition to try to get me in a winnable spot for my team. There's only 30 seconds left, so all I have to do is get around and stop that bomb planter from reaching my Reyna.
Last player standing.
Revealing area.
10 seconds left. One enemy
3
remaining.
gone.
Just like that, boys.
Clutch.
Never give up.
Careful A.
I know exactly where you are.
With both of our A players dead and Cypher ulting, we're put in a sticky
ahead.
situation, a 3v5.
Found
Raze, Cypher, and Jet all on site.
Spike planted.
defeated.
I end up finding Jet, making it a 3v4. Jet finds one, now it's a 3v3.
Fire in the hole!
Raze misses her ult on me. I scare away the Sova. Since I don't think he'll peek again, I drop down on the right side, catching the Cypher, then holding Sova as he reswings.
You failed. Now flee.
Round 22, I start by darting B main.
Area.
The dart doesn't see anyone, so I think I'm gonna rotate here.
Enemy spotted.
Off your feet!
Breach uses ulti as I'm rotating. And with Sage dying, it's a 3v4. I try to drone for info, but I only end up seeing Cypher and Breach. But as I come through the smoke, I end up seeing Jet and Raze A main. Since I couldn't find a good fight, I run back to try to dart Dice and Jen. To try to maybe get some damage onto the Cypher or Breach. I have arrow.
Cutting their vision.
I end up successfully counter spamming Breach and then darting Hell.
Last player standing. One
After
enemy
killing
remaining.
Raze, we remember last seeing Jet A main, so I gamble hold right side. She ends up walking into my crosshairs, so we win the game, and that's GG's.
Defenders win.
I'm not tired. Are you?
If you've made it to the end of the video, I'd just like to give you a shout out. And a new episode should be coming out next week.